back to another Wednesday preview ahead of tomorrow. We got Canterbury and Cranbourne racing tomorrow, so we're looking at the cards there, just going through the best bets and best value bets for those programs. Coming off a decent weekend, could have been a lot better. Had even success at Moonee Valley, but the best bet of the day in Usain Bolt saluted there, which was a really nice result. Also had a nice winner in the last at Doomben. Morphettville, we had a fair bit of success there, so that was probably the best track and the pick of the trackers of the weekend, and round week also was just fair. So looking to do a bit of improvement. We'll try and build a bit of a bank here tomorrow ahead of Saturday racing. We've got some really good horses returning. We've had some nice trials this morning. If you get the chance, go and have a look at them. Osborne Bull's trials were quite good. Unforgotten was pretty good in that trial also. So we're really looking forward to the racing. Red Zell had a trial the other day as well. Looked very sharp ahead of the Everest. So we're really looking forward to it. We're getting some good racing in this weekend with the Aries Star. One of the features, also the Rosebud in New South Wales. So we're really looking forward to that. So let's get stuck into it tomorrow. Looking at Cranbourne in this at the start of this video here. We're not going to have to go too far to find a pretty good bet for the day, in my opinion. It's going to be featured in race number 1, number 4, Pure Legend for Johnny Sadler. This horse is first up. On debut was just fair behind Exeter there at Sale, but the form of that race not too bad. I think this horse has come back pretty good. Nick as a gelding, I think it can fire first up. It's had pretty decent support as well, so I'm really keen to back it in the first at Cranbourne. So it's race number 1, number 4, Pure Legend, with Benny Mellon on board for trainer Johnny Sadler. Moving on now, look into race number 2. I have another pretty good bet in this race as well. Number 14, Influential Jack. It's really tightened in when markets first opened. I really did like the price. Obviously now we're looking at $2.50, and initially it was $3.80 when markets first opened, and that was early as this morning as well. So it's been really well back since, but this horse, I was quite keen on it last time out at Sandown. Was beaten by Sansom on that occasion. It finished 4th, but it really closed off quite nicely from midfield. It just sort of had to weave its way through the ruck and finish off nice. So I think it can go the next step tomorrow and win the race. It's really drawn to get a nice run in the race. Step up to 1,500 metres will suit. So I'm very keen to have a play at it. So it's race number 2, number 14, Influential Jack at $2.50 the win. Moving on now, look, nothing in race number 3, but race number 4, I'm quite keen to have a bit of a play here. And a horse called number 2, Make It Count, for Trent Buster and Nally Young, who've been performing quite nicely, especially at the Cranbourne meetings. Of course, that's their home track. This horse is looking to make it 4 in a row. I know it's stepping up in grade here, and he's going to have to carry 58.5 with Louis German's 1.5 kilo claim, bringing it down from 60 kilos down to 58.5. But this horse has done nothing wrong, really. It beat Credible Witness quite right on the line last start on a heavy. Prior to that, it beat Alarm at Maui, and then obviously won its debut at Warrnambool on debut. This horse relishes the soft going, which we'll get tomorrow. I'd say we won't be getting into that good range with a bit of showers about. So pretty happy to make a play this horse, just mainly because I really like where it's going to land in the run. I think it's just, there's a lot of speed in this. It might just drop back from, sit on the outside and really power over the top of him late with a sweeping run, which at Cranbourne, especially 2 weeks ago, was a real pattern on the day. There's a lot of horses sweeping around the outside. So that's race number 4, number 2, Make It Count at $3.90 the win at the current time of $5.57. Race number 5, again, another horse I'm pretty keen on. It's number 6, Trilly, for Jason Warren. He's had this horse up for a little while now. It's had a bit of a freshen up since his last start. Looking at this speed in this race, there's quite a lot of it on, and I mean, it's a bit expected for a 1,000-metre race. But what I really like about this horse is its last couple of starts has been, put in some real solid runs, and particularly last start where it finished 3rd behind Ziz's 5.1 lengths off. It really did come from a long way back on that occasion. They all did on that occasion, but the format of that race was pretty good. That was a 3-year-old benchmark, Phillies benchmark 70. This is now a benchmark 64, so it's really a step back in grade, which it hasn't run in since 3 starts ago, where it was beaten by a horse called Turn the Tide. That horse has since come out and won some nice races and been really competitive in city grade on Saturday. It beat a horse called Smart Alyssum a few weeks ago at Caulfield. So the form around this horse is pretty good, and I just think it has to produce somewhere around that form, and we'll be winning this race tomorrow off the freshen up. So it's race number 5, number 6 Trilly, currently paying $3.70 the win. Moving on now, look, race number 6, number 11, So You Swing, has drawn the wide barrier, but for me, the format of this, its last start race, where it ran really nicely at Bendigo, it was 4th, 2.2 lengths off Broken Treaty. That also came out, run 4th at Moonee Valley on the weekend in a stronger race, and also the other horse that come out of that race finished 5th right behind it. That was Kiss and Cry, finished 2nd on that occasion in that race. So I like the form coming out of that race. There's a lot of speed on here, so I'd suggest in the outside barrier, Damien Lane should be able to find a spot, of course, come back from Japan. Very successful stint over there, so I think it'll find a nice spot. With all that pace on, it'll be able to swing around the outside and really power over the top, and produce a nice win for us at $5 the win. And I think the place dividends aren't up just yet, but I'd say we might be able to get around that $2 for the place. So happy to back it each way in race number 6, number 11, So You Swing. Race number 7 now, this is a good each way play. Number 2, Czechoslovakia. This horse is currently paying $6.50. So it's be saying around the $2.30, $2.40 the place. We'll find out on that one tomorrow with the markets. But this horse was really unlucky not to win last time out. Was beat by Perseverance on that occasion in a photo. Prior to that, was beaten in a photo by Aurora Tamana. So for its followers, which one of them is myself, it's been a real costly horse on its last 2 starts. But for me, on this track, it's got the form on this Cranbourne track, got form on soft and heavy going, which we'll get tomorrow. So I just think it just was really appealing at the $6.50. We've got Luke Curry in the saddle. Again, it's mapped to get a really nice run in the race. So I'm really keen to have a play at each way as my best each way play at the Cranbourne card. It's race number 7, number 2, Czechoslovakia. And then finally, now, so just to recap the numbers at Cranbourne, we got race number 1, number 4, Pure Legend at $3.50. We've got race number 2, number 14, Influential Jack at $2.50. Race number 4, number 2, Make It Count at $3.90. Race number 5, number 6, Trilly at $3.70. Race number 6, number 11, So You Swing at $5 and probably around that $2 a place, so good each way play. My best each way on the card, race number 7, number 2, Czechoslovakia at $6.50, probably paying around that $2.30, $2.40 the place. And then that is my selections for Cranbourne tomorrow. So then moving on now into the Canterbury meeting. Pretty nice card. There's a few good ones returning to races, and there's also ones that have been up for a little while. So look at the first race. Look, it's pretty difficult, but I do like a horse at each way odds, because I just think it's paying a real nice price to be backing each way. And it's number 6, Tassan. This horse draws the inside barrier, will lob on speed. I don't see a whole lot of speed in this race, so I'd say it'll get the front quite easily. Brendan Abdullah in the saddle. This horse was only just run down last time out by a short price favourite in Skillet. It was $1.30 or $1.40 on that occasion. I only just got there, beat this horse, which was on debut, and that Skillet was rock hard field on that occasion. So I'm convinced that Tassani can improve off that run, stepping up now to the 15 and 80 metres, which I think will suit perfectly off the 1350. I just expect a good run off that first up run, and I can see a lot of improvement. I think $6 and $1.90 the place on the first at Canterbury is a really nice price to take. So the race number 1, number 6, Tassani, $6 and $1.90 the place. Race number 2, I like a horse in this race called Island Missile, horse number 2 for Peter and Paul Snowden with Hugh Bowman in the saddle. This horse dropping massively back in class. It's had a bit of a spell since its last run, where it was beaten by 8.1 lengths by Dr. Drill. That was a couple of weeks ago at Randwick. Prior to that, it was, look, it's been a long way behind in its races. But for me, just a big drop in class here. Its first up run behind Desert Lord was quite good at over 1,200 metres. Steps up to the 900 here. I just think the speed is going to be on this race, so be able to chime into it nicely. And I just think that dropping back in class, we might see a bit of improvement. This horse hates the wet going, which was what it struck in its last couple of runs. We get a soft 5 tomorrow at this stage at Canterbury, but the weather's been quite good there, so might even get close to a good track. So I think this horse can improve on the bit better going than what it has seen last few starts in better grade, where it steps back in the weaker grade here. So that's race number 2, number 2, Isle Missile, currently paying $3.90 the win. Race number 3 now, I'm pretty keen to play at number 13, Get Hitched here at each way odds of $9 until $9 the place. This horse first up on debut was beaten 4.2 lengths by Tenley. That race obviously rated so well in the 2-year-old season. Thought its recent trial was quite good at Rose Hill over 900 metres. Was only just narrowly beaten by Steel Diamond there. I think it's just come back in nice enough order. I think it's just getting a really good run in the race. If you have a look at the speed map, there's obviously a fair few first starters here, but I know for a fact Deference and New Rang will definitely try and get across the front. They're literally drawn right beside it. So this horse might be able to follow them across and tuck right in behind them, get a really nice cut in the race. And with right down the weights, only going to be carrying 55 kilos. Brent Abdallah in the saddle. Really happy to have a play at each way. So it's race number 3. Number 13, Get Hitched at $9 until $9 the place. Obviously, Rome in that race is probably the form horse, but for me, it's a little bit sharp at the 1100 metres. I think I'd be looking for the 1200 second up, so I'll be happy to watch on it. And for me, it's a real open race, so I was just happy to take Get Hitched that as $9 odds. I think that's really good value in race number 3. Moving on now into race number 4. This horse is stepping back in grade. Number 5, High Low Bet with James McDonald in the saddle. This horse was pretty good last time out. It was only just beaten by Bangkok a couple of weeks ago. At Ramwick. Prior to that, it won really nicely, went extremely well backed at Warwick Farm, where it beat Vinnie Power on that occasion. This horse loves the wet going, so if it stays in that soft to heavy going, sorry, I don't think we'll get heavy, but I'd say if we get a slightly higher rating in the soft range, this horse would be a nice bet to take. It's number 5. Race number 4, number 5, High Low Bet, currently paying $4. Moving on now, race number 5. I'm pretty keen to have a play in this, and it's a horse that's pretty good each way odds, really. It's paying $2 a place and $5 a win. It's number 12, Having Fun. Thought this horse was quite good last time out. It was only just beaten by Excellent Proposal by 1.4 lengths. Prior to that, it beat Special Snap at Canterbury, where it run nicely. I just think this horse is travelling really well, and it's at pretty good odds for this race. If you have a look at the speed map here for this, there's quite a bit of speed in it. From where it is from barrier 4, it could probably land into a midfield position and get a similar run to what it has done in its first 3 starts. And I think it's just really nice each way odds right at the bottom of the weights. Brent Abdallah again, so we're going to be really relying heavily on him tomorrow. He's got 3 rides for us. We've got three of him on top, so hopefully you can get this one over the line at with only the 53 kilos. $5 a win, $2 a place. It's race number 5, number 12, Having Fun. Moving on, race number 6 here. Now, this race is quite open, but I think if this horse was turned in good enough order, it can win. It's number 2, Roosevelt. The form lines are much better than what it's facing here. His trial recently leading him was pretty good. It was only beaten 1.1 lengths by Sylvia's mother on that occasion. We know what that horse has gone on to do since. It's a real group quality horse. So that was a pretty nice trial. Last preparation was only just beaten by Stefan at Warwick Farm in its latest run. And prior to that, it was beaten 4.9 lengths by the Flying Baller and 4.3 lengths by the Flying Prophet's Thumb as well. So that form's definitely good enough to see it win this race. Doesn't mind the rain affected going either. Hugh Bowman in the saddle. It's got to carry 60.5 first up, though. That's my only query. And it's got the inside. It's got barrier 2, and there's a lot of speed around it. So it's going to have to need a little bit of luck. But if it can get that luck, it'll win this race. So I'm happy to make the play at nice odds of $3.80 the win. So it's race number 6, number 2, Roosevelt. And I'm not looking to have a play in the final race. Looks a little bit open. So recap the numbers at Canterbury. Look, race number 1, number 6, Tassan is one of my better each way bets of the day. It's $6 the win and $1.90 the place. Race number 2, number 2, Isle Missile at $3.90 the win. Race number 3, number 13, Get Hitched. Again at good each way odds, $9 the win and $12.90 the place. Race number 4, number 5, High Low Bet at $4. Race number 5, number 12, Having Fun at $5 a win and $2 the place. And race number 6, number 2, Roosevelt as $3.80. So that's my preview ahead of tomorrow. Good luck if you're following. Hopefully we can build a good bank ahead of Saturday. We've got some great racing returning. So we're looking forward to that. But until then, happy punting and good luck.